I want to introduce you to a tool that has been in Photoshop for one previous version, but they've added something to it to make it really neat. I want to select the hair from this girl. Get that background out, leave the hair, which would be nice, but it's a difficult thing to do to select hair. Watch this. Start with your magnetic lasso. Remember that one from the previous segment? I want you to get up to about here, and remember, it helps you find the edge. And I just want you to loosely go around her hair, just like I'm doing. Don't worry about too much. Just get around it like that. Come all the way down here to the other side. And again, we're not holding the mouse down, remember. We're just moving it. Now here, I will need to click the mouse because I want to get this loop of hair right here. So I'm clicking the mouse to get it around that, and I'm moving back up again. Again, you see I'm not really paying any great deal of attention to what I'm doing. We're going to come back over here, and we're going to close it off. Now wait for that little circle to appear on the starting point to close it off. These gaps here and down here, I'll go ahead and fill up with my regular lasso. Remember, the Shift key adds. And I'm just going to draw a big circle around that area down there to fill that in. And up here, holding the Shift key down. So I have what I would consider to be a tremendously rough selection of her hair. Check this out. Now, before we go into Refine Edge, make sure you do have Pretty Woman, that layer, selected. Go up to Select and go into Refine Edge. Come over here and turn on Smart Radius. This is the new feature. I love this. Watch what happens when I begin moving radius. Can you see it's beginning to select her hair? It's beginning to find the edges for me. Doing a good job. Can't complain. But I want it to be a little bit better than it is. So I'm going to come over here and actually begin painting on those edges. Rub them. Watch what happens when I do. It literally begins refining the selection. Come over here. And watch this loop right there. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. Select that loop. You're actually doing a very precise job on selecting that hair. This is an amazing tool. And all I'm doing is clicking and dragging and rubbing after I've turned on this edge detection and got my radius to where I think it's going to work. Now you can change the smooth option. If you want to smooth it out, we don't need to. We can go into feathering to soften it. Again, we don't need to do that. We can increase the contrast if you want it more contrasty, which I would do on something other than hair. And we can shift the edge inward or outward. In this case, we don't need to do any of these things. Everything is fine. We'll talk about this later. What we want to do now is decide what do we want, and that would be output to what? A selection, a layer mask, a new layer with layer mask, new document, or new document with layer mask. Let's just do a layer mask. Now watch what happens when I do this. Check that out. No muss, no fuss. Got all of the hair selected. Not too bad for doing a rough selection with a magnetic tool and then finishing it up with Refine Edge and its new feature, Edge Detection. It makes short work out of complicated selections. Don't forget that one.